my friends, and welcome back to Ration Nerd. Today, I need some comfort food, and that's exactly what we're going to get into. This is a Lithuanian ration. This is number 7. We're going to crack into this. We're going to have a good dinner together. I haven't eaten anything yet, so I'm absolutely starving Marvin as usual. It's ration day. 1,300 calories is quite a bit to suck down for one meal. We've had our coffee bucket for the day. We haven't had anything else. This 1,300 calories is going to be amazeballs. And if you want to be amazeballs, you know what you could do for this guy? You could totally hit that like button and hit that subscribe button and talk to me in the chat. It is always a great time to hear from you guys. I truly appreciate all the support for the channel. And somewhere towards the middle or the end of the video, we're going to tell you who is getting this honey garlic chicken menu number 13 IMP 22 from Canada. This is the ration giveaway for the month, and it's about that time, so we're going to pick a winner, and we will tell you who in the hell is getting this awesome Canadian ration. And do you want to win a free ration? Well, you know how you can do that. You can join this guy on Patreon. If you join me on Patreon for $5 a month, every month, I'm giving away a ration. That is actually going to be getting much harder as time goes on, simply because the state of the importation process in the United States from foreign countries really blows, because all this tariff stuff has completely halted people from other countries shipping rations here. Even if you're willing to pay the tariffs, literally they're not shipping them. They will not allow shipments out of their country from person to person because of this tariff nonsense. So I am literally scratching my head. If this stuff doesn't get cleared up, I'm not quite sure how we're going to continue to run the channel. Although I've got a lot of rations in the bank, so I'll be able to keep going for a while. But this is a great time to support the ration reviewer you like the best. Whether it's me, whether it's Germs, whoever, it doesn't matter. Whoever floats your boat as far as ration reviewers go, make sure you support them, because this hobby, this YouTube channel thing, is going to get even more expensive than it already is. This is a $40 ration, $50 if you include shipping. That's one video. Even if I did 4 of these, that would be $200 in a month. That's way more than I get from my YouTube and Patreon income. And quite frankly, this shit's getting expensive. So support your ration reviewer. Doesn't matter if it's me or not. Just lend them some support. Hit the like buttons, hit the subscribe buttons, talk to people in chats, join Patreon channels, join YouTube memberships, all that good stuff. Whoever it is that reviews your rations that you really like, make sure you support that person, or the content will definitely dry up. I'll be okay for a while because I'm like a ration dragon where I have this huge pile of rations that I just kind of hoard, but that's just me. Some people don't operate like that, so if your favorite ration reviewer suddenly drops off of YouTube and doesn't have a video to put out for you, it might kind of be your fault, because you need to support those people. Anyway, let's get into this ration. This is menu number 7, braised pork with buckwheat porridge. I'm really looking forward to it. I absolutely love the old style Lithuanian rations. Not real crazy about the new ones. I really love the home cooked flavor and quality of the mains. Some of the other items are a little bit janky, but as far as the main goes, they're absolutely banging. So enough with the blathering, let's get into this thing. And these are going to get harder to find as time goes on because they're not making them anymore, which really sucks as far as I'm concerned. Here is our accessory kit. We'll get into that in a moment. And we have our main item, that braised pork and buckwheat porridge, which I am really excited to get into, especially because I'm very hungry. And there it is. 240 grams of braised pork and buckwheat porridge. I'm really looking forward to that. It has a consistency of like dog food in there, but you know what? This is going to be amazing. I haven't had a single Lithuanian main that I did not absolutely love, and I don't expect this to be any different. 240 grams of yummy ass braised pork and buckwheat. And then also inside of the box, we have a flameless ration heater, which I've had mixed success with, although I'd have to say that most of the time, these ration heaters work really well. We're gonna get that rolling here in just a second, and that's it for the nifty little box that main comes in. Ha, that's what I'm talking about. Then we have a 4-pack of those special rusks. I absolutely adore these. Probably one of the reasons why I chose this ration this evening, because I really wanted something absolutely yummy to eat. This main combined with these plywood biscuits is going to be absolutely yummy. So we have a 4-pack of Rusk's special biscuits, Panzer waffles, tank armor, doesn't matter what you call them. This guy absolutely loves them. Maybe I just like chewing on plywood. Maybe I was a beaver in a former life. Who knows? And nobody probably cares what I was in a former life. Back to the ration. And then you get this other accessory kit in here. We'll get into that in just a second. We'll crack into both of those guys. Then we get a pack of almonds, which this is the one item in a Lithuanian ration I'm not all that excited about. But we have a pack of almonds. And we have a small Esbit stove of extraordinarily dubious quality. They do give you a flameless ration heater, so I'm not going to beat them up about this Esbit stove. Look, it would work in a pinch, but this is paper thin, super thin metal. I can't imagine this putting up with more than just one use, but you can see how thin it is as I'm trying to bend the legs in. The whole thing just wants to bend. So 2 in one direction, 2 in the other direction, and then I suppose, question mark, you could stick your mess cup on there somehow and boil this main or heat it up directly in your mess cup. And they do give you Esbit tablets to do that. We'll crack into that in a second. But this is probably one of the absolute worst Esbit stoves in any ration. Even though I love Lithuanian rations, this Esbit stove is just barely there. But hey, you know what? It's still really cool that they even bother to give you one. So they give you 2 different methods to heat your meal. That's smart cricket right there. And that is everything out of that bag. Now, I have to admit, this is a pretty simple meal. And I normally love rations that come with tons of different components. This one, though, the quality of the food in that bag is what I'm really after. And, of course, some plywood biscuits. Let's crack into these accessory kits. We will start with the one that has the Esbit tablets. You have a pretty good pressed wood spoon that has a nice little bucket there. So whether you were just like trying to shovel it in your face really fast, the edges are just a tiny bit sharp, but you're not going to cut yourself. I have a ton of these. Absolutely really enjoy these spoons. They work out. Well, see, now this is supposed to be the review that I don't say any cuss words. So if you're used to me like dropping the F-bomb every 2 seconds, I'm going to give YouTube one try, just one, where I don't say any cuss words. And if I screw it up, I will bleep them out on this review. So all those people that gripe about me cussing too much, here's your one review where I don't cuss, because I'm supposedly being suppressed on YouTube because I have cuss words in my video. That's why my view count is so abysmally low compared to my subscribers, allegedly. We'll see if that works out. This spoon, however, did not work out. I normally love these spoons. I have a ton of them because I have eaten a whole bunch of Lithuanian rations. So that's a real bummer. This is pressed wood, as you can see. It's like a wood and resin they mix together to make that spoon. Normally, I'm like singing the praises of these spoons. The one time I can't cuss in a video, here we go. I just break the thing in half. So that was my spoon. To be continued. All right, well, we have a spoon out of a Dutch ration. That's a pretty close approximation, so we'll just stick that on the table, pretend that never happened. Also included in this package are your 3 Esbit tablets. Now, my experience with these, definitely crack them in half and light each side. It is cool that you get multiple methods to heat your meal, though, so you get your 3 Esbit tablets to go with your barely existent Esbit stove. You get a zip tie, which is a really handy item. You can tie up your trash bag with it. You can do all kinds of stuff with a zip tie. I am not complaining about them having a zip tie in here in any way, shape, or form. Zip ties are freaking awesome, and it really hurts saying frickin'. I'm telling you, there's like a physical pain that goes through my body when I'm blocking the 4-letter words in this video. I don't know what is going on. We have a refreshing lemon towelette for all your dirty wiener beater. That doesn't even sound cool. Like, that's not what I normally say. To clean up your dirty fingers, especially after maybe you touched your butt and then you have to wipe your hands down before you touch your food, lemon refreshing towelette. And last, we have a pack of matches, which I absolutely love. It's got that cool little dragon on the front there, just like roaring and spitting flame at you. Kind of cool for a pack of matches. And those guys have some navy blue tips. That's actually a really cool color. And let's check that out for all you like firebugs out there that get mad when I don't light the matches. That was a nice quick light. I mean, it's like a match head on a stick of wood. What exactly did you expect? So we got some really cool matches going on. Now into this other accessory bag we got going on here. We have 2 bars of excellent dark chocolate, absolutely yummy. I mean, it expired in 2024, zero poops given from this guy right here. Boy, that's no fun. Next review, it's probably every other word out of my mouth is going to be a cuss word, I swear to God. Then we have a pack of strawberry jam, which is kind of funny. This is the first time I'm going to have strawberry jam in a Lithuanian ration, so this will be new to me. Normally they have some really good jams in them, and usually a little bit on the bitter side, which is absolutely excellent. This, however, I've not had, so we're going to have to check out that 25 grams of a Lithuanian strawberry jam. Then we have 20 grams of instant drink with orange concentrated juice powder. Sounds good to me. These drinks are normally pretty good. They just need to be made with a very scant amount of water to be tasty. We'll definitely tackle that challenge. And then I kind of got screwed on the coffee. I got the black tea. It's okay. They don't have cream in their rations, so if there was coffee, I would just be here complaining about the fact there's no cream to go with the coffee. But we have a nice black tea bag. We'll give that a chance here in a second. And we have some of that diabetes powder, 5 grams to go with the tea. That's exactly what we're going to use it for. Then we have some Food Force Ice Mint Chewing Gum. Great way to freshen up your stink hole after you've consumed all this yummy food. And then we had a little baby contents list in there, which isn't destruction, so we don't have to hurl it across the table. You definitely need a magnifying glass to read this thing, though. Could they possibly make the print any smaller? They probably could, but it's almost worthless the way it is, needing a magnifying glass to read this thing. If you were really interested in this, you probably have to get your magnifier, binoculars, or rifle scope out to zoom in on this thing to figure out what in the heck is written on here, but at least they give you some contents. And you know what magic time it is. I'm going to get all this nonsense out onto a tray, and I'll be right back. All right, so we are ready to rock, and first thing we've got to do is get this main heating up in this flameless ration heater. So let's get this bad boy rocking. Give me that. Let's get this bad boy rocking along. I have had great success with this particular brand of ration heaters that come with, used to come with the Lithuanian rations. So since there is a big wad of chewed up meat, which I know from personal experience is just kind of chilling in there, it's best if you kind of mush it up a bit to get everything mixed around. It's almost like they put the meat in first, which sinks to the bottom of the bag, and then the buckwheat, and then some seasoning on top. Oddly enough, it all tastes really great together, but everything is kind of separate inside of these pouches. So in the ration heater it goes. And this has a really nice fill line on there, so we're going to fill this up. And that's that. And they do have a nice tape tab on here, so you can roll your bag down and get it taped up before I'm even getting to it. Look at that. We've already got some steam coming out of the top. I'm running out of time on the tape here. What I really like to do is tape this thing up, and that is already getting really hot on the back. These flameless ration heaters rock. I like to take the main and cram it back in the box because that allows it to be insulated just a little bit while it is in there roaring away. So we're going to leave that to its own messy devices over here, heating that up. Now let's get some water for these drinks. So let's check out this tea. We've got some nice hot water to give this tea every chance of being wonderful. So let's check this out. Let's give that a little sniff. And that smells like absolutely nothing. And there's actually very little tea in that tea bag. You guys really just should have stuck to the coffee. This tea bag does not smell great. We're going to go ahead and just preempt the situation and throw 5 grams of sugar in there because why not? And we'll check out this instant drink with orange concentrated juice powder. And that stuff's pretty caked in there. I mean, this ration is just a little out of date, but you know, it's only about a year or so out of date. It shouldn't be that bad, but we're going to get this orange drink in there without making too much of a mess because I just straightened up and cleaned up the ration table, believe it or not. Really? Really, like I shook the... not cussing is actually going to be the death of me in this video. I shook the crazy out of that package over that glass, trying to get all of it out of the pouch, into the glass, not on the tray. And what do? I spill it on the tray. That's absolutely typical. And that says to add 300 mils of water, which we will dutifully do. It's just a little guy. We'll give him a little swizz. And we'll try to get some of this orange drink off of the rest of the tray. That's why we just can't have nice things here on Ration Nerd. And that nice hot water for that, well, hopefully good tea, but it's not really doing anything for me, at least not the smell anyway. So while we're letting this tea get its steep on, there will be some of you that might ask, oh, why the no cussing? Well, I'm just going to give it one video to see what happens. I put out a bunch of videos and have a bunch of subscribers, and I don't get anywhere near the views to match. So I'm going to try to behave myself for just one video. Am I going to do it forever? Nope. I'm just trying to prove the point to see if it is actually the case that because I like to use 4-letter words and like all this other stuff that people complain about, is my channel actually being suppressed? I don't know. We'll figure it out. If this video blows up and has like 10,000 views tomorrow, maybe that was the case. So when I publish this video, I'll be able to hit the safe for everybody button, which I'm actually a little butthurt about, but we're going to try it just this one time. Don't worry. We will return to our regularly scheduled Snarky Ration Nerd next week. And I needed to do this single meal ration this week. I know my regular viewers, especially those of you that show up for the premiere, you guys absolutely rock. Like the longer videos, and we're getting there. I had just recently gotten my hands on some really awesome rations. Can't wait to get them out on the table, but they're also 24-hour rations, so I'm going to need a little bit of time to do all that crazy editing, but I'm really looking forward to sinking my teeth into some really cool stuff. Can you say grease? I can say grease, and no, I don't mean the kind of stuff that goes on your axles in your car, or the type of stuff you may slather on your backside before you get into bed with your significant other. See, none of that was actually dirty. It was implied, but none of it was actually dirty. We are talking about the country of Greece, absolutely. I got my hands on one of their rations, and I'm going to take my time and make sure I investigate that one absolutely thoroughly for you guys, but we're going to do that with full Ration Nerd snark and cussing and all the other nonsense that you're usually accustomed to. Now let's get back into this food. So we will get these almonds out onto the tray. I'm not a big fan of this as an addition to this ration. It's okay. There's protein and fat in almonds that you certainly need, a good bit of fiber, and that's cool and all that, but these almonds just aren't all that great. If you were extraordinarily hungry, those, well, they could be yummy. And if you're used to unsalted, unflavored, just kind of dry and boring almonds, those are the almonds for you. I really don't care for them that much. I'm really here for the main, the biscuits, the chocolate, and the jam. That stuff is absolutely worth the cost of admission, at least to this guy. Speaking of sheets of plywood, let's get into this 4-pack. I love the fact that you just go right to it and give you a big old 4-pack of these things. A 4-pack of these Panzer waffles or special rusks. I don't really care what you call them. They're absolutely yummy. These things are thick. They're yummy. They have fennel seeds. They have other seasoning in them. They're absolutely yummy. They're like small pieces of cardboard. I am going to be really sad when I can't get any more of these. And that's why you've never seen these in a ration giveaway, simply because I'm going to eat them. I can't help it. I absolutely adore these biscuits. And take a look at that thing. Almost looks like an air mattress. It's absolutely great. Nice and toasty. You can see some of those fennel seeds rocking around in there. This is essentially a really thick, very flavorful hardtack biscuit. It is certainly very hard. You have to be careful when you eat these with your teeth, but I'm telling you, these are worth every last little bite, chew, and like jaw clenching moment where you're trying to like break these things with your teeth. They're absolutely amazing. This dark chocolate is completely off the hook. I know I'm talking about it before I even eat it, which might not be fair, but you know what? We're having a good time. I'm really looking forward to this dinner. My stomach is really screaming at me right now to eat something, so that is always a good thing. But you get 2 decent size, really pretty, very nice dark chocolate bars. And this one is already broken, so I can give you a little cross section on that nice silky dark chocolate action. This is some really high quality dark chocolate. I absolutely love the dark chocolate they put in this iteration of the Lithuanian ration. Tell you what, I just can't win. I literally just took this table apart, cleaned it up, put it back together. What do? Spill stuff all over it, literally like dusted these off. What's on there now? Well, some orange drink that should be in that glass. just can't have nice things, I tell you. So let's get a taste of this orange drink while we're giving this. Oh, that is so nice. Let's see, where is that heating pad in relation? So, ooh, that's hot. Okay, so there's the heating pad on this side of the ration. This side of the ration is too hot to keep your hand on for any length. Oh yeah, any length of time. That food is getting a serious heating inside of that flameless ration heater. Like next to the Chinese FRHs, this is probably one of the most effective, and it does a really good job of thoroughly heating the food. So if you are lucky enough to get a Lithuanian ration before they disappear or before they're so old that you can't eat them anymore, definitely employ the cardboard box. So they definitely have it going on. Yes, the top of that box is nice and hot, like almost uncomfortable to touch. That's absolutely awesome. The extra heating method, although appreciated, is fortunately not very necessary. And since we're going to be doing a kind of short review, what we will do, so I can explain to you the issue that I have with these EPIPHANY tablets that come in a Lithuanian ration, is we will pop one of these out of the container and let's get a whiff of that just to see if it smells like stanky dead fish. Ever so like mild scent of stanky dead fish. Maybe that's why these don't work so great. But we'll put one right in the center and we'll let it do its normal thing, and we'll see how these tablets aren't all that in a bag of chips. Now we're not actually going to heat anything on there. We're just going to light it up, get it going, and let it do its thing while we're sitting here having some dinner together. So I'll suck in some noxious gas just so you can see what I'm talking about with these tablets. Now, with my experience, they burn on the outside, and as they start to get towards the center, they really just kind of go out. Okay, so that definitely got lit that time, so that is good. We'll move the matches away from the open flame. That's probably a good idea. I'm going to burn this table down at some point in my ration reviewing career, but hopefully not today. Now let's crack into these drinks. Give this just one more minute to heat up. Let's give that orange drink a try. You know, and I still put way too much water in that. They say 300 mils. That's getting kind of close. Really, it should be about 200 mils. That honestly tastes very weak. You can barely tell there's any sugar in it. This is really just meant for like a 6-ounce glass, like if that. It's not the greatest. Literally, they should put more drink mix in there or more sugar in there so you can actually get an enjoyable larger beverage out of it. That is definitely one complaint that I have with the Lithuanian rats. This drink just isn't all that tasty. I put too much water in it. Maybe that's my problem, but even still, I've been able to estimate mils in these larger glasses pretty well, and that's roughly 300 mils. That's still way too much water. It's a damn shame. The cherry and the other flavors that come with this are the same way. You just have to make a little bitty baby glass of this fruity juice. It kind of sucks that you can't get a decent size drink out of it, but you are going to get some vitamin C out of this stuff, so we're just going to go ahead and chug a little bit of that. It is refreshing. It just needs to be stronger. It just needs to be more better. That's the reality of it. It needs to be more better. It needs to be larger. Our EPIPHANY tablet is over there cooking away, and you can see how that is starting to get some dark edges around the outside. As that char builds up on the outside of the EPIPHANY tablet, in my experience, it'll slowly start to go out. So it's almost like you need to smash it into pieces. That's not going to be long for this world, so our candlelit dinner is almost over with. Now let's try this tea. This didn't smell like much when it was dry. Let's smell it now that it's had a chance to hydrate. And that just barely smells like tea. We're going to give it a few more steeps, and then we're going to get a sip just to see what it's all about. Definitely has a much nicer taste than it does smell. That is definitely a medium low grade black tea. It's certainly not the best tea I've had in a ration. It's just okay. It's something to drink. It'll warm you up on a cold night if you have the water to boil it, which you would with your little EPIPHANY stove, if you can use all 3 tablets and actually get some boiling water for it. Now let's rescue this main out of this pouch and get some dinner going on. Oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. This main is all kinds of hot, which is epic. Whew, that makes for a much better dinner when you can have it nice and hot instead of just kind of lukewarm. Oh, that is very, whoo yeah. That is nice and hot. That FRH is absolutely rocking. I love those. And we didn't get the most perfect tear on there, but we're getting close. And we'll get that braised pork and buckwheat porridge out onto the tray, and it looks like dog food. Ooh, yeah, I want all of it because there's only 240 grams. That's one thing I could complain about this ration. You know, they could have a much bigger main in here, especially considering you don't get much in the way of side items. They certainly could have kicked this up to at least 300 grams, and it would have made the ration a little bit more calorie dense, raised the calorie count, or they could have backed off on some other item like those nasty almonds. Let's get this all smashed up on the tray so we can check it out. Really, honestly, and I'm fully aware that it does not look like much, but I am telling all of you people out there watching with your dirty little eyeballs at this moment, this is about to be an amazing meal, and I'm really looking forward to it. The taste of these Lithuanian mains is just not to be beat. You can see how the pork, the braised pork, which is really more just like ground pork, was kind of on one side of the pouch and the buckwheat was on the other, so we want to get that all nice and mixed together. Generally with these mains, they're seasoned really well, so let's take a look at it, even though it's really not much to look at. I do love me some Lithuanian mains though. You can see some carrots bumping around in here. We've got some dark flakes of seasoning rocking around in here. And we have the buckwheat, which is this much darker section over here, which is a big old hunk of buckwheat. And you've got that braised or ground pork. They call it braised, but that's really just some ground pork. You can check that out, the much lighter colored item in the mush that we have going on here in the main. So first and foremost, let's get a bite of this main because it is going to be absolutely amazing. I want to try to get some of the braised pork and some of the buckwheat porridge to go in there with it. So we'll bring that up so you can see what we are working with. That is a good looking bite. Actually, no, it's not. It's a horrible looking bite. It really looks like baby food, but I'm telling you that this is going to be an amazing tasting bite of food. And the first thing that gets you right off the bat is that really earthy taste of the buckwheat, and I mean that in every positive way possible. The pork has an excellent flavor, almost like a slow cooked or a stewed pork. It's absolutely amazing. This could really do with some salt and pepper. I'm definitely butthurt that they don't put salt and pepper in these rations. Actually, it doesn't even need salt. It has a little bit of a salty background to it, but some black pepper on here would be absolutely banging. As it is, I love Lithuanian rations for the fact that the main is just so damn good, really tasty. You can see a nice little onion flake just jiggling around in there. Love me some onions. Let's throw this second bite in the face and we'll start working on those biscuits. So I know it only counts as 1,300 calories if I were to eat all the almonds, which I'm totally not going to do. They're just not my cup of tea, but I am always really satisfied after having one of these Lithuanian rations. The main is just absolutely astounding. I can never get enough of this stuff. I really wish I could get a case or two of these and keep them in a climate controlled environment, so from time to time when I've had a tough day or I just want something really good to eat, I would crack out a Lithuanian ration, wreck the main, wreck the biscuits, just nom all over that chocolate. The drinks, not so much. Definitely would prefer if they gave you the coffee with the ration, but the tea's not hateful. That is so good. Now, as you can see, that is already starting to go out. It's got that complete black crust around it. If this ration stove wasn't so flimsy, I could try to crack that open, and what you'll actually see is there's a lot of untouched Esbit tablet in the center that you can smash down into and actually get it to light again if you stick a match in there, or if you can keep it lit while you're smashing it around in there. So all I'm saying is don't take it on faith that just one of these tablets is going to heat up your main. It would probably take all three of those tablets smashed up into at least halves or quarters to be able to boil a cup of water for the tea or the coffee. That's the only issue I have with this, but it is still certainly really cool that they give you two different ways to heat up your main. And speaking of different ways to have a good time with something, we're going to take these little stragglers and we are going to add some texture to this main because these biscuits taste amazing and they're nice and crunchy. The one thing about the Lithuanian main, there's not a lot in the way of texture. This is definitely a porridge. Very belly filling, but texturally it's not very interesting. So I tend to take some of the biscuit hunks, chuck it in there so I can get some nice crispy bits, and the flavor of these biscuits added to this main is absolutely off the hook. In case you've not seen one of these awesome biscuits before, let me bring it up and show you a cross-section of that bad boy. These things are absolutely amazing. If you don't like them, I don't know what to tell you. Your taste buds might be broken. They are definitely better if you break them into small pieces before you stick them in your face. Save some stress on your teeth. Let's get a bite of this amazing little chunk of plywood. And these are absolutely my favorite ration biscuit. Really nice, great taste of fennel seed, very chewy, a little floury on the inside, but it is a hardtack biscuit. These are really meant to provide a source of carbohydrates in a really tasty way to the soldier, and it certainly accomplishes that goal. I've had some biscuits and other rations that were like this, that were like hardtack, and they were absolutely plain, tasted like nothing. The only thing I don't like about these is the fennel seed kind of pigeonholes them into a savory role for me. Like, I'm pretty much just gonna eat this strawberry jam because I'm not very fond of sweet items on this very savory biscuit. But c'est la vie, such is life. We're going to throw that hunk in there because we're going to need to jazz up this main just a little bit with some texture. Got to have some strong hands to break these little suckers. And that is officially out. So this thing is completely out. That wasn't enough time or fire to heat up a main or to even heat up a cup of water unless it was really small, which kind of fits with this tea. It's just a tiny little bit of water maybe would have made that tea taste just a little better. But as you know, I'm into hydration, so I like really big drinks, and neither one of these fit the bill. I'm not trashing this Lithuanian ration, but I am, as usual, always being honest. Even though I love Lithuanian rations, there are definitely things I would change about this iteration, mainly the almonds, and if it's not almonds, it's usually hazelnuts. They could definitely salt these things, put some seasoning on them, make them a whole lot more interesting, make it easier for the soldier to want to eat these things, and definitely fix the drinks, and add some cream for the coffee. Let's get back into this main before it loses too much more temperature. This is absolutely enjoyable. With that little bit of crunchy biscuit on there, this is going to be an epic bite. I have a couple more of these on the way. I might have to do one of the ration giveaways where I give away one of these older style Lithuanian rations just because the quality of the food, the taste of the main is so good. I want somebody else out there with the experience, want one of my Patreon members to be able to experience this right with me. These mains are absolutely excellent. The biscuits are just spot on. They're so good. And what I absolutely love about these Lithuanian mains kind of makes me think you're at somebody's grandma's house. Like if one of your friends had a Lithuanian grandma and she really liked you and she brought you over and fed you this stuff, oh man, like that would be my best friend for life. Or at least his grandmother would be my best friend for life. I'd be over there cutting her lawn if she would just cook for me. Like I'd cut her lawn, shovel her snow. If she had stacks of these biscuits and would make me some yummy ass Lithuanian food like this, I'd be all about it all day. These almonds though, these things are dry, unsalted. They're just almonds. We're going to toss some back in the face just to say that we did. But as you can see, there's no seasoning, there's no salt, there's not much to those. They're just almonds. They're very plain. I'm not sure if that is a Lithuanian specific thing where they just like to eat handfuls of toasted, unsalted, relatively boring and plain almonds. But if they do, I guess more power to you. It's just not for me. Now they are very crunchy, and these are not stale at all. Its best by date was 2024, and these almonds are still perfectly fresh. They're not even stale. They're just really boring. I think what we're going to do when we get to the dessert portion of the meal, which is really all about that chocolate, we're going to put some chocolate in the strawberry jam, but we're also going to put, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 almonds together with a little bit of strawberry jam and see if it's easier to get them down that way. I have a feeling that'll be a great help. But these definitely will kind of sap the moisture out of your mouth because they're just so damn dry and there's no salt on them. Is damn a 4-letter word? I mean, it is a 4-letter word, but so is like snow. So I don't think that really counts. So maybe I made it all the way through without saying any naughty 4-letter words, or maybe I didn't. Uh-oh. And I'm going to tell you guys what, we're definitely going to be back with full Ration Nerd snark next week because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not having nearly as much fun filming this review when I'm trying to watch my language and be like, you know, PG. I don't know if I really like PG. I take that back. PG is boring. Like, absolutely boring. Like, you can be funny without 4-letter words. Yeah, but it's just not as funny. Sorry. That's why 99.9% of comedians are out there dropping the F-bomb all the time. Because it's funny. And don't even talk to me about Bill Cosby. Yeah, he was a comedian, but then he turned out to be a sex offender. There's a guy that didn't say any 4-letter words. And you know what else is funny? I might sit here and drop all kinds of snarky comments and 4-letter words and, you know, be kind of a butt hat. Oh, God, I hate this. Be kind of a butt hat the whole time I'm doing this review. But I'm the guy, if somebody was like getting their purse stolen on the street or somebody was like abusing their woman in the middle of the road or something, or there was something bad happening to somebody, I'm going to do my best to spring into action and save somebody. And I'm probably going to say a bunch of 4-letter words when I'm doing it, but you know who's not going to care? The the person that I'd be helping. I'm also the kind of guy that'll stop and help an old lady put her grocery bags in her car, or like take her basket back to the buggy corral for her. And just because people say 4-letter words doesn't mean they're bad people. I've seen tons of people who are supposedly like good religious people walk right past another human being that's struggling, like somebody that's like in their 80s or like early 90s, they're struggling with something, and this like holy roller walks right past them while they're trying to do something they could easily just stop and help. Just because I say naughty words doesn't make me a bad person. Maybe it makes you an oversensitive, wow, there's no 4-letter, maybe it just makes you an oversensitive, holier-than-thou person that likes to talk it but doesn't want to walk it. I don't know. But we have to get one of these biscuits tucked into this main. It's losing temperature because I'm flapping my jaws, and we can't have that because this stuff is absolutely yummy. So let's get a big old portion. This is going to be a jaw-breaking bite right here. Let's get a big old portion of this messy main on that biscuit. We're going to try to bring it up to you guys, and we're going to try our best not to just like dump that right on my face. Take a look at that. That is pure, enjoyable ugliness right there. I absolutely adore these biscuits. There's just something about them. If you've had these before and you really like them, leave me a comment. Let me know what it is you like about these biscuits. Or if you've had them and you absolutely hate them, well, leave me a comment and let me know why you hate them. Now, I also really like rye bread, and these biscuits kind of remind you of rye bread, so that might be part of it as well. Look at that big old mess. Yeah, this ration is screaming out, crying out for that main to be 300 grams instead of 240. You have a lot of biscuits going on here, and considering they don't pair well with the strawberry, there's not else to do but get as much of that main in your face along with these big, thick, crazy biscuits at the same time. And now with this tariff stuff, if you're importing anything from a foreign country, buyers beware. It could cost you a whole lot more money than you're thinking it was going to. And some of the countries won't even allow people to ship anything to the United States. You know, if you had a friend in Lithuania and you just wanted to like send them a baby blanket because you were good friends, and you made him a baby blanket, and you lived in Lithuania and you wanted to send it to your American friend, guess what? They won't even let you ship it to the United States, which is really stupid. Absolutely asinine. And no, that's not a potty mouth word, asinine. I believe that's in like Webster's dictionary, so just deal with it. I mean, not saying 4-letter words when you're talking about customs and stuff like tariffs in between individuals. Like if I was like a big corporation shipping a cargo container of stuff to the United States or vice versa, I could completely understand it. But when you're one private citizen of a country shipping something to another private citizen and the dollar value is, I don't know, below $1,000, there shouldn't be any tariff nonsense on it. This is about trade and all that other stuff. It has nothing to do with a ration changing hands between some really cool guy in Lithuania and, well, me. And whether you think I'm a cool guy or not, it's completely up to you. But you'd probably agree that I shouldn't have to pay a tariff on it. That's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I had an entire set of the new version of the Czechoslovakian ration, a 24-hour pack, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and the 2 snack packs or like added calorie packs that come with it. Can't ship them to me. Their post office over there in Czechoslovakia will not allow him to ship it to me. It's absolutely ridiculous. Maybe we're going to have to start like the ration underground and get like a bunch of people in foreign countries to import rations from other places that don't have tariffs coming to the United States. If you're in a foreign country right now and you don't have any tariffs shipping to the US, maybe you should think about that. Maybe you should be like the newest ration supplier. Like you order it from another country over there in Europe, Eastern Europe, Russia, China, wherever, and then you ship it over here to the United States. If your country doesn't have tariffs, you could probably make a whole hell of a lot of money. Like the great ration shortage of 2025. And we're going to go a little out of order. This is a Lithuanian mains, are the absolute bomb spoon drop. And this is the last bite, or at least the last bite you're going to see of the biscuits and that Lithuanian main. It's absolutely yummy. It might not look like much, but let me tell you what, it is a delight to the taste buds. Absolutely. All right, let's clear out that palate. That drink mix really needs some help. The tea, well, honestly, this tea needs some help as well. Yeah, the drinks really are not the highlight of the ration, but you know what's absolutely amazing? This dark chocolate, which we're going to get into. We're going to get a bite of that all on its own. It is absolutely amazing. A little bit dry, extraordinarily yummy. If you like dark chocolate, even if you don't care for dark chocolate, you would probably love this. It has a really nice, soft and silky follow-up in your face hole. It's absolutely banging. It's a little bit waxy, when you chew it. That might be intentional to help it resist heat. Whatever the case, this chocolate is absolutely amazing. We are going to first give this strawberry jam a little day in court, see what the strawberry is like. I've not had the strawberry out of a Lithuanian, so this will be a first for me. So let's grab in here. Ooh, that has dried out substantially. That's more like a fruit chew at this point. So you can definitely see the age in the ration in this component that was not packaged very well. But let's dig some of that jam out of there. It should be perfectly fine. Kind of like eating like a little bit chewier version of a fruit roll-up or a little bit juicier version of a fruit roll-up. So let's check out that strawberry jam action. Now, either strawberries are vastly different in Lithuania, or this has been mixed with some other fruit, which is perfectly fine. It has a nice strawberry flavor, but it also has something else, like another fruit flavor going on there that I just can't put my finger on. But we're going to give it some love by sticking it on this excellent chocolate and see what that strawberry jam and dark chocolate do together. I'm pretty sure that's going to make some magic in my face hole. That was absolutely amazing together. That reminds you of like a filled chocolate, like a strawberry filled dark chocolate, which is absolutely amazing. I'm going to grab just a little bit of this jam to try with some of these almonds, although I'm kind of regretting it because the strawberry jam and the dark chocolate together is literally like a strawberry filled dark chocolate candy. That's the taste. It's absolutely amazing. So we will give 3 almonds their day in court with the strawberry jam to see if that makes the almonds much more edible. But down the hatch with that jam is very sweet, especially when you pair it with something savory and unsalted like these almonds. That actually might be enough jam to get most of those almonds in your face. If I was really hurting for calories, and trust me, I'm not, but if I were hurting for these calories and I had been doing a long day of, well, military stuff, I think that's exactly what I would do. I would just have to use up all of the jam eating the almonds, and it would certainly be worth it if I needed all those calories, but quite frankly, I don't. So what I can do is I can mess around with this thing and have a good time with it. So we can take some of that dark chocolate action, slam some of this berry jam. Some strawberries were probably harmed in the making of this jam, but there were other fruits that were destroyed in the process as well. So we are going to go with that chocolate berry almond action going on. A little bit of dark chocolate, a little bit of jam, and some almonds. Get more of these calories in the face. It actually looks kind of good. Well, except for that smashed up almond, but hey, let's give this a try. Gourmet Lithuanian military dessert action. That's absolutely off the hook. That is literally a strawberry or like a berry gel filled candy with almonds. Maybe this is what they intended all along. Maybe I've just been screwing the pooch, just throwing the almonds away all the time because they're not all that great. That is an amazing flavor combination. Actually, really excellent. Very tasty, crunchy, chocolatey, just absolutely amazing. We're going to get that diabetes. We're going to get that diabetes. We're going to get that diabetes. Don't you want to join me and be insulin dependent? So like I said, before this tariff nonsense kicked off, I do have a couple more of these on the way. I sure hope they get here through customs without being brutalized, because I could really go for some more Lithuanian mains. Lithuania, if you're listening, I know you're probably not, but if you are, put your rations back. Like, put your rations back with these excellent mains. Do a little bit better job on the spoon, because that one was kind of janky. Replace these almonds with something just more better. Fix your heater kit, and then you're going to have one of the best individual meal rations on the planet. 2 methods of heating. Of course, you have to fix those ESBA tablets because they're kind of jank as well. Excellent main. Bump that up to 300 grams, and you're really filling a soldier's belly. Those biscuits, don't change them. Keep them the way they are. Get a better packaging for the jam. Maybe consider a retort package so this thing doesn't dry out so bad. But whatever you do, don't change the mains. Just make them bigger, and keep putting this chocolate in there because, man, that is so good. And I'm even going to use some of these janky almonds on this last bite of chocolate because this is really gourmet, and I'm getting chocolate fingers. That's okay. We have a moist towelette to check out. That's the last bite of the chocolate and the jam and the almonds that are going in this face anyway, because we're all out of chocolate and jam. Or I'm really jonesing. I'm jonesing to say a 4-letter word right now. I can't lie. Like, this whole, like, not cussing during a review thing is really just, it's really just rubbing me the wrong way. The next review is going to be off the hook. I'm going to have to set that thing, like, rated X or something. But let's check out this moist towelette, lemon scented. Now, you guys know, I'm not really into scented towelettes for military personnel. I really think scenting a person that might be going into combat is probably a bad idea. This thing is extraordinarily thin, very see-through, as you can can see my digits through there, but let's give it a sniff. And that really smells like lemon pledge, or maybe even like a lemon dishwashing detergent. It's pretty soapy. It's very wet, which is good, but I am not a big fan of making a soldier smell like anything. I think the idea is to make them smell like nothing so the enemy doesn't even catch a scent of them. But this is very wet. It certainly cleaned the chocolate off my digits, and that is absolutely not strong in any way, shape, or form. It's just to clean up your beaters, so I guess the towelette is what it is. It could certainly be stronger though. There's also no TP in this ration, so I guess you just don't get to wipe your butt, which is a real shame. So there are definitely things about this ration I would change. I'm just so enamored with the biscuits and the mains and the chocolate that it's almost like the ration can do no wrong. Every time I see one, every time I get my dirty digis on one, I'm really happy about it. I know the main is going to be absolutely amazing. And last but not least, we have some Food Force Ice Mint Gum. So let's knock this back in ye old face hole and see what that is all about. It is nice and blue, and since my hands are lemon scented, I really don't want to roll it around on there too much, but let's throw that in the face. Oh, this gum is something else. It starts off very chewy. It's not like it doesn't just like crumble up, and it's not super soft. You have to work at it a little bit to get it going. That blue outer candy coating is very sweet, and all of a sudden, oh, it's just too much for me. Hang on. Let me eject this. Whew, that is absolutely like a chewable Halls. If they made the Halls mentholyptus candies or like throat lozenges that were chewable, that's exactly what that's like. It starts off sweet and all of a sudden it smacks you with the menthol. Not very enjoyable for me because I don't like straight menthol. It'll certainly clean up your stink hole and make, well, your stink hole not so stinky, but it is not very enjoyable unless you like straight menthol. You wouldn't like that gum either because it's like chewing on a chewable Halls. That's pretty nasty. That was my dinner. I'm really happy about it. We're going to get this mess out of the way. We'll talk about the ration in a minute because we've got some other business to attend to. So we have this honey garlic chicken from Canada. Let's figure out who won the ration giveaway for this month. So there is the ration bucket hat with all the names of the Patreon members in it. And who wins the ration this month? Let's see. News Guys Camping. There you go. If you're not subscribed to News Guy Camping, he's a really cool dude. He does some camping content, maybe a ration here or there. He's a really bitchin' guy. You ought to check him out. He's on YouTube as well. He's one of my Patreon supporters. Congratulations, dude. You got some honey garlic chicken. It's going to be mailed out to you, and you know the drill. You're on my Patreon page, so you already know how it works. I'll be in touch, and this ration will be mailed out to you. Congratulations, dude. And what are we giving away next month, you might ask? That would be this Japanese emergency ration, ground beef keema curry. If you haven't seen that review, it was the one I did last week. This was a rockin' meal. Whoever gets this is going to be really lucky. This was extraordinarily yummy, easy to heat up. As long as you know how to boil some water, you can have a nice hot meal. You even have a tray to eat it out of. You have a cute little baby spork to go with it. Check out that review if you haven't. And do you want to know how you could be entered automatically to win this ration? Just join me over on Patreon for $5 a month. You could win a ration as well. It could be ground beef keema curry. It could be this Japanese ration. You could absolutely love it, but you can't if you don't join me on Patreon. So thank you guys for joining me here on Ration Nerd for the clean review. And I know that wasn't a lot of fun. It wasn't a lot of fun for me either, but we're just doing the experiment with the YouTube algorithm. I don't think I said anything naughty that would give me a naughty rating on YouTube, so we're just going to check it out. Next week, we're going to be right back with our normal level of naughtiness, nastiness, and snarkiness, just because this was actually painful for me to film this way. So if you didn't like it, my absolute apologies. I'll be back to my normal nonsense next week when I get into a pretty awesome ration. I'm not going to tell you which one it's going to be yet. I've gotten a few new rations in my arsenal that are going to be a heck of a lot of fun. Heck, this is actually really hard to do. Anyway, this ration was amazing. It certainly has its issues. It lacks in some areas and it completely rocks out in other areas. I love Lithuanian rations, mainly for the quality of the mains, the biscuits, and the chocolate. Everything else is just kind of there, but at 1,300 calories, it's pretty well balanced. This also isn't very heavy and it's pretty space saving. It's 1,300 calories. I'm just not crazy about everything they put in the package, but hey, it's still a really good ration. When these dry up off the market or they're so old they're not edible anymore, that's really going to suck. But this one was perfectly edible, absolutely amazing. I'm happy I had it. I'm happy you were here to share it with me, and you know what magic time of the video it is. It's that time where I tell you, if you can find something cooler than this Lithuanian ration number 7 to put in your stinky face hole, you absolutely know what to do. That was a weak slap. Eat 'em up.
Man, I don't even know why this guy bothered to wake me up to do an outro where I can't say nothing messed up. Like, that's all I do. Like, every other word coming out of my face is probably the F-bomb, or like a 3-letter nasty word or a 4-letter nasty word. Like, I don't even know if I can realistically do this outro and do anything that's even moderately entertaining for y'all. Like, I'm really sorry if you're listening to this, and I'm sorry if you're a Patreon member and you're normally giggling your way through this as you're watching your name scroll by, and that's not going to be the case today, because my man put the smacketh down on me and said, listen, you can't be saying no 4-letter words. You can't be saying nothing nasty. If you say it, it's got to be like alliterated. It can't be like, you know, I don't even think I used that word right. Like, I'm trying really hard, y'all, but it ain't easy when you're this sleazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta, I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, this guy trying to do clean videos, like, that ain't what we do. That ain't our modus operandi. We ain't clean. We nasty, and we nasty because it's funny, and it's just real life. Like, real people, all them people out there not using the 4-letter words, you're missing out, because that's like part of my vocabulary, where I be going and I be saying 4-letter words all the time, because that's just what we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we express ourselves. Like, just because I say some 4-letter word don't mean I don't love God. It don't mean I don't like kitties and rainbows and, you know, like all the finer things in life. It don't mean that I can't look up at the clouds and be like, man, them's are some beautiful clouds. But I might be like, those are some 4-letter ing beautiful clouds, and it just makes it more right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys just gotta quit with this whole clean thing. And I hope Ration Nerd don't come back at me next week and be like, man, I need you to do another clean outro, because that's it. I quit. He gonna have to get somebody else. Maybe he can, like, do, I don't know, I don't even know who, like some Mrs. Doubtfire, Robin Williams crap, because it ain't gonna be me. I can tell you that. There ain't gonna be no more clean Sling Ration. This is the last time. You hear me? The last time.